Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here, whether you're here live or watching the recording. Thank you for being here, and you can be so very proud of yourself. It's something that's very anti-cultural, looking after yourself and making time to learn something for your own benefit. So you can be very proud of yourself. So I promise to deliver a lot of value today in a very short amount of time, and everything that I share today is actionable. You'll see me reading and moving from a screen to another, and it's just so I can stay on track. So please forgive me if I don't always look at the camera. It's just so I can really give you maximum impact, maximum transformation with the content I share today. You will probably feel that I'm going too fast in this session today, and it's normal. So I invite you to watch the recording and pause to really deepen your reflection with each of the exercises. So I will give you a framework today to explore, to have a really clear picture of your life balance or imbalance in some instances. And then we're going to look at, well, how would you like things to be? What is the actual desired lifestyle that you want? So this is going to give you a really clear picture on the gap of each aspects. So it is obviously an exercise that you can do often, and that is worth spending some quality time doing it with a cup of tea and some quiet music. Before I go any further, I want to genuinely acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which I'm delivering this webinar from, the Gimoy, Walubara, Yidinji, and Yarraganji people, and I pay my respects to their elders, past and present. I feel extremely honored to live in Australia, especially being French Canadian and being welcomed on this beautiful country. So I want to pay my respects to the traditional custodians. This series I've implemented, it's 6 sessions. It's between 15 and 30 minutes. It's to give you bite-sized insights into how you can start improving your health and well-being. And everything is actionable. So they are essentially the steps of my one-on-one coaching program that I'm giving you so you can start working on your own self. So have a pen and notebook ready. That's what I recommend. If you want to make notes, maybe have one that's dedicated to this workshop. Have a glass of water, and let's start. So today, like I said, we're going to look at exploring a model to understand your life balance, or where there are some imbalances, and then we're going to describe how you want these elements to be. And the tool we're using is called the Wheel of Life. It's a fairly common tool that you can even Google, but I have put the Wheel of Life that I've designed on a Google Drive that I'll share the link when I share the recording in my newsletter as well. So you can use that one if you want. So research, everything I do is evidence-based as well. And research really shows that self-awareness, so understanding yourself and where you're at, and then having some goals, some steps to progress, it significantly reduces your stress levels. It will improve how you regulate your emotions, and it also improves your overall well-being. So when you think of well-being, think of happiness or life fulfillment. So when you know where you're at and you know where you want to be, you know how to close the gap, creates that feeling of greater happiness and fulfillment in life. So let's get started. If you want to, I will share my screen. So we're going to do the Wheel of Life together. For those of you who are online now, I've shared the link as well. You can open it, or you can simply reproduce what you're seeing on the screen, whatever works for you. So you should be seeing the Wheel of Life here. And so the basics of the Wheel of Life is just to have a good description or a good idea of what are the different segments in your life, and then to just have an honest look at what they look like and what you would like them to look like. The ones that I have here might not be 100% descriptive of your life, So as you work through this, feel free to adapt it to your reality. Per example, for me, when I do my wheel of life, I do use this one, but I split family and friend. I split it in two. So my family is in Canada. And so family for me has different goals than, say, my friends that I see every day. So if this is your reality as well, you can just draw a line in the middle here to separate those segments. Same for me, fun and relaxation. For some people, you might call that just no work time, or but for me, fun is one aspect that, to be perfectly honest, I get quite a low score of satisfaction because I'm always working and I do a lot of these things. But relaxation, I get a really high score because I do a lot of relaxation. So maybe that's another segment that you're keen to separate as well. So we will start today with fun and relaxation. And we will go clockwise through the aspects. I won't go through all of them, but it'll give you a really good idea of how to use the tool. So thinking about your current satisfaction with each of these segments, this is the first step. This is the self-awareness step. So thinking about, for example, fun. How much does fun, what does it look like in your life? How much fun do you have? And the idea is, if you're dissatisfied with your level of fun or how much fun you have, it's sort of it's hard to see the numbers, but that's the rating. That's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's sort of your rating out of 10 with your satisfaction of this aspect of your life. So if you perceive, is not right or wrong. Okay. It's not like, oh, people who have a lot of fun and this is me. Like, it's got nothing to do with other people doing the wheel of life. It's your idea. So currently, just approximately, doesn't need to be perfect. How satisfied are you with this segment in your life? So, for example, for me, I feel like fun is only on the weekend, and I wish I had more fun activities. And I love dancing, just even in the house, or I am part of a choir group as well. But this is fun for me. This is part of my fun, but I wish I could do more. So it's not like bad, it's not great. So maybe I'd be a 6. Moving on to relaxation, if you put it separately, think about what relaxation looks like in your life, what portion and what activities you do for relaxation, and then rate your satisfaction. So we're rating our satisfaction. So another way to see this is, if you think of 10 on 10 being like, yeah, so much relaxation, perfect amount of relaxation, where would you be right now out of 10? Same thing with family. So the relationship with your family members, that can be just your family unit as well. Again, there's no right or wrong, or it can be bigger family. So the aunties, your parents who might be overseas like me. How satisfied are you with this aspect of family in your life? We will refine what it means to you with questions after. Now think about friendships in your life, the people you consider your friends. Think about how satisfied you are with the friends in your life out of 10. And the next segment, this is at first just an overview. Okay, so it doesn't need to be perfect either. The more you do it, the more it's practice. It's like everything. The more you do it, the more you'll be like, oh yeah, now I'm a 6 this month, or I've gone down in that aspect, but I've gone up in that one. Personal growth, that can include how you've changed or how the kind of person that you are, how you show up in life. So, how satisfied are you with where you're at in your own personal growth? How you're learning, for example, about yourself. For me, it shows up in my parenting a lot. So, I often say, so if I think about parenthood, I'm like, I'm a bit immature sometimes. So for me, personal growth, I do a lot of studies, but personal growth is always around an 8, 7 or 8 because of parenting for me, where I wish I'd learn more about it and I'd be a bit more mature as a parent. I'm very emotional. And I think of your career, your job, your business. So that's your work life, essentially. How satisfied are you with it? I'll speed up a little bit. And as I said, if you're not fully done, you can pause the recording if you're watching the recording, or just watch the recording and pause. How satisfied are you with your finance? How satisfied are you with your health and your fitness? And again, you can split that in two if that's maybe you're unwell and you're really sore somewhere, or you have a chronic illness or pain. So maybe health is one thing, but you're happy with how you treat yourself and the level of fitness that you currently do, considering your health situation. So this could be separated as well. Now, your home environment, that can include where you live, your house, your country, even the city where you live, the suburb. How satisfied are you with your home environment? Is it cluttered and you wish it was uncluttered? That kind of stuff as well can be part of that. Spirituality can be many things. And again, there's no right or wrong. Doesn't mean to be religious or to meditate. It can involve that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. From your own perception and your own desire to be spiritual, to have practices that help you connect to something bigger than us, for example. How satisfied are you? So for some of us, and I have a lot of clients who say, I'm not spiritual. How satisfied are you? Yeah, I don't really mind. I don't miss it. So they'll give themselves a 10 or a 9. And then 3 months later, we review this and they're like, actually, I wish I was a little bit more spiritual. So now their rating drops down to 6. And they're like, yeah, I'm not that satisfied with spirituality anymore. Now I want to learn about it and I want to boost my rating. So that's step 1, my friends. Now we're going to start again with fun and relaxation. What we've just done is this self-awareness piece. And I'll just take a quick step back before we move forward. If you look at where you put your dots on the line and you string them together, you join them together, this is what the wheel of life often demonstrates, is that if it was actually a wheel, how bumpy the ride would be, right? So for a lot of us, there are a lot of aspects that we have a low rating, and then other aspects we've got a big rating. So if this is available to you, join all your dots together and see how maybe it is pretty balanced or maybe imbalanced. And start looking at the areas that got the lowest rating. This is a really great exercise to look at those areas where like, oh, that's why I feel drained, or that's why I feel unfulfilled, or that I consider myself that when people say, how are you? Like, yeah, I'm all right. You can see what's missing ultimately is your lowest rating of satisfaction. So now the goal is, because the next session we're going to start really writing down some goals, right? To start taking proactive steps. But the next step in this session is to describe a desired lifestyle. Our lifestyle includes all of these areas in life. So again, we'll start with fun. I want you to think about, let me just find my question and you're going to see them, I think. Oh, no, they're on the other screen. So tell me about where we think about fun and relaxation. Tell me about what's missing, what you want to add to this aspect. So if you're at a 5, we will consider that we want to be at a 10. Okay, that's sort of implied in the activity. Our desired lifestyle is a 10 on 10, is a perfect rating. What's missing? What do you want added to get to a 10 on 10? Tell me about how you have fun. Tell me about what's fun in your ideal, your desired lifestyle. And it might not be an activity as such, but it might be, oh, I say, that was so fun once a week or very often. So for me, that's the kind of lifestyle that I want. Is I want to say, wow, that was fun more often. And what I find really fun is dancing. So maybe in my desired lifestyle, what I would write here, what's missing or what I want is I dance more often, something like that. Okay, so what do you find fun? What do you want more of? And we'll do the same with all the aspects. So let's go to relaxation. Tell me about what you want to be more relaxed or to have a higher rating of relaxation. Tell me about what you wish was in your lifestyle. So maybe it's, I have an evening routine, I have a morning routine, I have ways to wind down, I prioritize my relaxation sometimes. So tell me about how you relax. Tell me about your battery, your internal battery, how you top it up. Or tell me about how you deal with stress, because relaxation is a great tool for stress as well. Physically relaxing our body. Tell me about the people you spend the most time with. So tell me about how we can increase the rating with family and friends, if they're together or whether they're separate. I want to incorporate meditation in the daily routine. Beautiful. So I assume that was for relaxation. So that's a great gap to fill. How can you increase your satisfaction with your friends? I like to think less is more. So quality over quantity, but also having like-minded people in our life. So I don't mean to give you some answers or to put words in your own journey, but these are ways sometimes to increase the satisfaction. I don't think we outgrow our friends. It feels like it sometimes. It's like, oh, everyone's just the same and I've changed. I think everyone changes. And we can just decide without leaving people behind to just put our energy on the people that fulfill us or that increase the rating, the satisfaction rating with our friendships. So tell me about the people you spend the most time with. Tell me about what you do with your family. Less is more, but sometimes it's hard to find those friendships. It takes time. Yeah. How do we build friendships? It's often starts, and some people roll their eyes, but it starts with, what kind of friends do you want? And this is what this exercise is about. What kind of friends do you not have in your life right now that you want to bring into your life? How are they? What are their values? How do they show up? What do they do? How do they support you? So the clearer we are on what we want, the easier it gets to find it. So for each of the other aspects, I invite you to reflect on, and you might want to write this down. So the questions I was asking were, tell me about. So it's just tell me about this aspect of your life when it's satisfying. And for those of you who are online, that's the perks of being online. I'll give you all the questions I had written down. Oh, there's a typo there, sorry. It's how you've grown. But essentially, you want to ask yourself, all right, tell me about when we get to, for example, the home environment. Where do I live? What country? How's my house? How's my home? Tell me about how busy you are. So that's a lot to do with personal growth, maybe career. Tell me about how you top up your energy cup. Tell me about your healthy habits, your fitness. Tell me about where you travel. So just describe the lifestyle that you want to have. Do you work part-time, full-time? What time do you start working? So you start to really expand and describe. It can be really matter of fact. It can be super vision board kind of thing with like, oh, I drink a smoothie every morning. Like, just go whatever comes to you. What kind of lifestyle do you want to have? How will you treat, how do you look after yourself? So for the sake of keeping my promise of time, I will stop here with the wheel of life. But this is the exercise that you want to know. If you're a 6, how can it be a 10? If you're a 2, how can it be a 10? And just in your own words, what's missing? What do you want to create? So I hope that's helpful. And I will send the recording as soon as I can for those of you who want to pause and reflect more on these questions. And in your own time, once you've gone through all the segments, I invite you to pick one of the segments that when you look at it, you're like, I want to work on this first. Okay, because sometimes we're like, oh, I want to improve my health and well-being. And it's like, it's so overwhelming. It's like, I want to build a successful business. What's step 1? So step 1 will be very personal. You'll be looking at one of the segments of the wheel and you'll be like, yeah, this means a lot to me. And remember, if you wrote it down, if you were here for session number 1, why does it matter? You should have a sentence, a powerful sentence somewhere of what it means to you. If it was, for example, to reduce stress, because you want to have more energy, or because you want to be a better parent, or because you're just like, you're sick of being stressed, then maybe you want to start on a segment that you know will help reduce your stress. So you can link it back to the first session that we had together. And that's a really good way to tie it into your why as we established it. So in the next session, what we're going to do is we're going to look at that segment that you've decided you want to work on first. And we're going to describe 3 goals, like really clear goals, and then the little steps that you can take. So you get started and you improve that segment and you bump it up to hopefully an 8, a 9, maybe even a 10, because I really believe that success is simply the achievement of our lifestyle. Often we think of success, or common beliefs will say that success is like having that kind of car and that kind of clothes and being popular and having that kind of money and oh, he's successful. You think of, oh, she looks successful. I think it's more, and I know it's more about fulfillment and having a lifestyle that makes us, you know, excited to get up in the morning, and then we go to bed and we're just like, wow, that was a good day. And this is what this tool is about. So it's always about you and what you want. So I hope it was helpful. Enjoy doing that. I'm here to support you. And so stay in touch. Let me know what you think. See ya.